Alright, this should be our last video and hopefully it'll be short. One of the things that we didn't get to go over was about the Apache server. I didn't go over audit policies either because we have done that in the past, but you should already know what the audit policies are. And you can find the setting requirements in the slides under, I believe it's either Unit 5 or Unit 6. But let's take a look at the answer key real quick. Make sure we did everything. Alright, we disable Control Alt Delete. We did the firewall. I don't know if we did this one. Remote desktop sharing is turned off. Did we do that one? I'll have to check the score report. Yeah, we got that one. Okay. Google Chrome was updated. Notepad was updated. Oh, we didn't remove an exploit script. So one of the things you should be doing is checking everyone's files, all users' files. So if we didn't do that, we can basically go through File Explorer. We go through this PC, through the local disk drive, and then we're going to look under users. This will provide us folders for all the users, and you can go through each of these. You don't have permission to this folder. To continue to permanently get access to this folder, we're going to hit continue, and we should because we're administrators, and then we would go through each of their folders. So we would check to see which users have any documents or files or JPEGs or executables that they shouldn't have installed just by going through each of their files quickly. This could take some time, so if you know what extensions there are, like dot, I'm going to do star, which star stands for, is usually a wildcard. It could mean anything. And you know the extension of the file, like MP4, it would basically search all those folders under users for anything that has MP4s. In this case, this one's not as how should I say, obvious. We're just going to cut to the chase for, the sake of it. We're going to go to E. Elderson's downloads folder. We see their shell shock exploit, which we know that shell shock was an issue. So if we look shell shock, it should find anything named shell shock. I'm going to put stars right in front and back. And that's thinking about it. Hopefully it'll come up with results soon. If it doesn't, then I'll just skip to deleting it. Okay, it's not coming up quick enough. If you want it, you could look for anything that has like some kind of language executable. py.py extensions are for Python files specifically. And like I said, Python is a language to write scripts or to make programs. .exe or executable files. .bat is another one that you should probably look for batch files. Or PowerShell scripts is .ps1. Also another type of code source that you should be aware of. Again, the search is taking too long, so we'll just go in here and we'll delete that file. And then if we go to recycle bin, it'll just show up in the recycle bin. It's not permanently deleted. So you'll need to also delete it out of recycle bin. Okay, and if you notice too, there were still some user files, even though those users aren't on here anymore, like F Society. Get rid of that guy. And then Dark Army, another one that we can get rid of. Okay, that might give you some points because you got rid of them. They don't need files anymore. We don't know what's in their files, and we can basically empty the recycle bin. So look at the recycle bin. It looks like it's full of trash. You right click it, select empty recycle bin. And then you notice you still have these shortcuts. You know, we have the Jellyfin player shortcut. We can get rid of that. And the Zen map shortcut. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of this Python one here. We kind of know who Elderson had that Python code in there. Shouldn't be in there. I'm going to empty out this recycle bin. Permanently delete stuff. And that should be some cleanup there. Let's check our scoring report. See if that's all our points. 22 out of 25 are missing something. What are we missing? Oh, remove Blurb Sweep Community Edition. I have no idea what Blurb Sweep is, and I guess I was ignoring it somehow mentally, so because I don't know what it is, I'm gonna look it up. What is Blurb Sweep Edition? Blurb Sweep Edition is a manual toolkit for learning about web security testing. We don't need that. We don't need that. So we're going to go into program files again. Programs. And okay. Add or remove programs. Uninstall that. Uninstall. Yes. We're getting rid of that guy. Anybody else that seems weird? Next. And finish. Close that. Close that. Remove Python. Oh, disable server signature. Okay, so a server signature essentially provides information about the version of the server. The reason why we don't want people to know the version of a server that we have running or an application that's running is so that hackers don't exploit the vulnerabilities that are known to that version. So Apache will literally provide information about the version of its web server. And so we want to make sure that is unknown. It does give us some information on how to do that. I've never really had to do this myself. So this will be my very first walkthrough. We're going to open up File Explorer. We're going to go to C drive. We're going to go to Apache, and CONF is short for configuration. So we're going to open up the configuration folder. We're going to find the httpd.conf file, which is this one here. It's a text file. So we need to open this up specifically with Notepad++, as that will provide us a level of administrative and programming command options that you would not normally have in a regular text file, because this also supports languages as well. So in here in the configuration files, we're going to look for on line 61. So mind you, each line of text has a number, a corresponding number. So we're looking for line 61. And it says server signature is on. And we're going to change this to off. And then we're going to save it. And there should be a little save icon, or you can go to File and Save. And then you can close that. And if you want to double check it, you can open it back up to see if that changed. So that was on line 61. If you double click it, it will ask you, how do you want to open this? I'm going to select Notepad++. I'm just going to select just once. And then we're going to go down to line 61, and you can see that I changed it to off. Be very careful with any changes you make in here. You want to make sure you stick to what is allowable. And that's it. And so now there will be no evidence of what version of Apache is being ran if a hacker tries to look for it. And that should have updated our score report to complete. Okay, I had to backtrack and see where I was missing some options. It looks like under local security policy, what I thought I had enabled was not enabled. So I'm going to go to local policies, security options. In Microsoft Network, the digitally signed communications always, I thought we enabled this. I'll hit apply, hit yes, okay. And the reason why we are doing this is because there's going to be a requirement that protocols are signed, that the packets are signed and must be negotiated before they are delivered to each other. I'll hit OK, and that should give us points, which we should see in our scoring report. And there we go, 100 out of 100. I thought I had set that. Always double check, triple check, and make sure everything that you did was supposed to be there. I'll see you guys during our next meeting. Hopefully I'll have some more videos for you for the Windows Server soon too as well.